Crowd auf der Gamescom.
Yeah, so rather than me give you the big pitch and tell you all about Black Ops, and I could really ramble on for a long time, it's probably better use of your time if you ask me specific questions that you want answered, and then I can fill in the gaps along the way. So whoever wants to start us off, let's hear it.
Do you answer questions about the multiplayer too?
Not a lot, no.
So let's lay the groundwork, I guess. The multiplayer details have not been revealed. I'm sure by now you guys have seen the trailer that we released about a week and a half ago, with some of the features of multiplayer hidden in there. Nothing's really been confirmed, obviously, since that was a teaser trailer. We'll have more information on that coming September 1st. We'll have a larger multiplayer reveal.
I will.
We will. The collective we.
Yes.
As for the dedicated co-op mode, details on that have not yet been revealed as well. Pretty much we can talk about things in general terms as it relates to multiplayer and co-op, but single player and questions about the studio and things like that are obviously fair game. So,
and I can give you the broad strokes about multiplayer as well. The team at Treyarch has never been this large before on a single project. 2 years ago, we actually shipped 3 titles in that holiday season: James Bond, Spider-Man, and Call of Duty World War. After that project, we refocused all of our studio's efforts exclusively to work on Call of Duty. So what that allowed us to do is create a dedicated development team on each component of the game, so single player, multiplayer, and co-op. And so we've been able to do things with multiplayer, for example, we haven't been able to do before. Whenever, in past titles, multiplayer was developed secondary to single player. Now they're developed in parallel together. So the multiplayer team has put a strong focus this time on this game on player personalization and creation. So we know that especially the first-person shooter gamer, they want to create their own online identity. They want to make the game their own the way they want to play it. So we're going to give them the platform to do that. A lot of that lives in the new creative class we've created, that we brought out. Now that the publisher's left, I can tell you some of these details. We've also put a strong emphasis on the social aspects of gaming. So the stereotype would say that gamers are antisocial, guys who lock themselves in the rooms and don't talk, right? But that's just not true. If you look at Xbox Live, or PlayStation Network, or on the PC, if you're maybe in a voice server like Ventrilo or TeamSpeak, it's a very social experience when you're playing with just your buddy, or you're playing with a group of friends, or a clan, or maybe you're competing in some tournament or league. So there's a lot of social interactions inside and outside the game that we want to help foster and embrace. So those are some strong focuses with multiplayer. Of course, there's a lot of new features and innovations therein, but you'll hear more about those in September 1st.
In the presentation you told us that while it is set in the Cold War, it's still fictional.
Yes.
Does it mean that you kind of still stay historically correct to the events of the Cold War and just tell some stories that actually didn't happen, or is there a whole different outcome?
We don't tell enough about the Cold War to necessarily say that we've kept those events intact. Like, how to best phrase this? We have Vietnam sequences in the game, and when you're there, we depict some real battles that happened, like the Battle of Hue City. Hue City was the city that fell at the tip of the Tet Offensive. The NBA came in and overran that city, and in it was the Military Assistance Command Vietnam compound, the MACV compound, which is where the CIA was headquartered in that region. And so that's all real stuff in real life. So yes, to that end, it's historically accurate. Where that ends and where our fiction begins is why our team is going into that region, why we're going in, and that's specifically in our game to uncover to recover critical intelligence that's within the MACV compound. So that's that portion of it is not true. That's our fiction.
big buzz this year is on new technologies like PlayStation Move Control, Kinect, or even 3D. You plan using some of these technologies in future games?
No, well, I mean, possibly. No, there's no plans in place now. You know, anytime a new technology comes on, what Treyarch will do is our team of designers and engineers will evaluate it. They'll determine if it makes sense for the game that we're making, if they can make compelling gameplay out of it. And if it does, we'll embrace that technology and we'll express it in one of our products. What we're not going to do though is just take new technology and just slap it in so we can have the label on the box and just say, get the buzzword. There has to be some compelling gameplay we can create out of it, otherwise we won't do it. Not every piece of technology is meant for every type of game, but yes, I mean, we will evaluate it and we'll give it its fair attention for sure.
We heard rumors that there will be a mission based on the Iranian embassy's from 1998.
Yeah, I don't think that rumor's true. Yeah, I don't think that was true. And I don't want to spoil any of the campaign. So the only two locales we've confirmed though are Soviet Russia, up in the Ural Mountains, behind enemy lines, and then also in the Southeast Asia, Vietnam region. So we cover Vietnam and Laos. But yeah, certainly there's more locales around the world.
Other Call of Duty games kind of have a very short single-player campaign. How long will this be?
It'll probably be comparable to others in the series. We're just not sure about the length. We're not done. It'll be as long as it takes to tell a good story. And we've put a ton of effort, a tremendous amount of effort at Treyarch into crafting a really nice original story, full of highs and lows, twists and turns. It should be like a roller coaster ride of an action thriller player. But we don't want to just layer in hours and hours of mindless gameplay. Every level has to lead towards some end. Every level has to further our story, and then wherever we end up is, I guess, where we end up. We are though cognizant, the design team and the writers, they're cognizant of length, and that too short could be bad. Some things that players don't always understand is that too long can also be bad. There's definitely a sweet spot that's sort of impacted by how long your story is. Last thing you want is a game that's so long that people just get bored and stop playing.
There's also this thing about the limited edition,
yes,
which shall feature the zombie maps from World War.
That's correct.
These were never released in Germany. Do you plan on bringing some different content, or do you just throw it in nevertheless?
I'm not sure what the stipulations are, particularly in Germany with that. If our Prestige and Hardened Edition ship to Germany, and if they do, how that content will be affected. We can ask Activision PR, they'll be able to get that answer for you better. But this is just, in case you're not aware, this is something that I tweeted out a week ago or a week and a half ago, was that when we were revealing our collector's editions of the game, that if you order the Hardened or Prestige version, you'll get included in your package will be the 4 World at War Zombies maps, and you'll be able to play them cooperatively in Black Ops. So we haven't revealed any more about our co-op mode outside of just that. A couple weeks ago or last week, we were just revealing that collector's edition offering. So that's what we had it.
There was a scene in the presentation yesterday where you crawl down that started in this level.
Yes.
And you accidentally shoot a team member. Was that kind of a scripted scene where you had no choice in shooting them, or is this kind of a hint that the missions can play out in different ways depending on how you?
Oh yeah. That was just that was our demoer. She just shot like right next to her shoulder or something, and it made it look like she almost missed him. Either way, I think that in that level, the idea is players are going to be surprised to see something move there, and even if they don't shoot, they might, they're going to look over there real quickly, and then so your first-person voice that you have for the first time in a Call of Duty game, he just goes on, Reznov, you nearly took a bullet. So whether or not you pull the trigger or not, that voice, that dialogue's still going to play, and the idea is, the idea is Reznov just startled you because he all of a sudden came down a different hole into that tunnel. So yeah, that won't play out any differently. Yeah, Call of Duty is definitely about telling a story, a specific story. It's a heavily scripted game for sure. It's we're not here to make an open world sandbox or anything like that. So we want to make sure that we definitely have a very specific narrative and plot for to carry the players along. That's something that's Call of Duty's always been known for that cinematic intensity. Are you big Call of Duty fans? Do you like Call of Duty?
Yes.
It's tough to not like Call of Duty, right?
Yes. But sometimes it's tough to not hate it.
Yes, that's true. Sometimes it's tough to not throw your controller at the TV.
Oh yeah.